This just in. The financial crisis is starting to reach our school, which means I can only afford to give one of my allotted 2 cents for today. This is the Trojan Source. Hello campus and welcome to the Source. I hope you all had a great spring break. I know I did. Now, I don't know about any of you, but I myself spent this last week enjoying a little March Madness. In that, I spent my week betting on the anger levels of cable TV news anchors.
And reward people that could carry the water instead of drink the water.
Hey, Rick,
that's a novel idea.
Hey, Rick, did you?
What? Who thought of that?
Yeah, they're like putty in your hands. Did you hear?
No, they're not, Joe. They're not like putty in our hands. This is America.
The Obama attack dogs can twist my words, engage in emotional exploitation, and distort my intentions. But they will never, ever silence me.
Which raises a very important question. What topic should I be angry about today? And let's see, according to every news source and publication, that issue is the economy. Now, it's no secret that our state is facing some tough financial times. One hint could be that our state is changing its nickname from the Copper State to the somewhat more fitting, the hollowed out bedrock state next month. But our governor, Jan Brewer, is staying strong. She knows we can fix our $1.6 billion deficit quickly and easily by making almost $300 million in budget cuts to education. Now, at first glance, this may appear to be a problem for Arizona educators, cutting almost 20% of their budget like this. But if you think about it, who are we going to get this money from? The Sheriff's Department? Sheriff Joe Arpaio needs every penny of the reported $288 million budget in his county alone, saying,
"We're not going to take a 20% cut. That's impossible. We cannot sustain any more because we are underfunded to begin with. They cut our budget 20%. We have to lay off 675 officers. That ain't going to happen. I'm not going to give in to that."
Wow. Check and mate education. What's your response?
We need to talk about how education is a solid investment with proven returns. It's also important for us to recognize that the previous cuts have been very damaging to an already debilitated educational system in Arizona that needs a lot of help.
Well, sure. Education is probably one of the most crucial elements to our economy because it, in fact, creates the leaders of our next economy. But to be fair, our Arizona lawmakers clearly couldn't afford the kind of education that could have taught them that. So now it's up to you, teachers, parents, students, casual education enthusiasts, to show your cause and get your voice heard at protests like the March for Schools, which occurred earlier this month, where thousands of teachers gathered at the state capitol to have their voices heard and address Governor Jan Brewer personally with their concern. Apparently, however, Arizona's budget is so tight, most of the legislators couldn't even afford to pay attention to the protesters. But who are we throwing our blame on here? Jan Brewer is not the villain, even though she could easily be mistaken for Cruella de Vil. Suddenly, all those earmarks make total sense. No. Jan Brewer is the hero, with the plan to save us all from economic disaster. By following President Obama's plan and giving everyone billions of dollars that we don't have, and of which we have no idea the implications in the long run. So teachers, you should be back to normal in a few years, give or take. Until then, enjoy your 45 child classes and free parking space. Worst case scenario, you can easily take up residence in the side alley behind the cafeteria in a shelter made out of recycled pizza boxes. Heck, I believe many Americans are looking for any construction job they can get. But I'm not worried about the faculty here. No. What I'm most concerned about is how all of this will be affecting our students. If the recession reaches the school system, then where will our students have to remain carefree and oblivious to real-world situations? High school is supposed to be a place where kids can focus on dating and social interaction until they graduate and realize the kind of mess they got themselves in and are instantly regretful. If students begin to understand finances now before they graduate, then who will fill all the managerial positions at Burger King's in the future? Really. Students, I'm calling you out to make the most of your remaining high school years. I want you to leave the big topics to mommy and daddy. For all you need to know, stock is subsidized or liquidated by a hardworking team of birds and bees. So go out there and live like there's no tomorrow, because economically, there really isn't one. Coming up, choir student receives a C flat on her latest assignment. For the Trojan Source, I'm Colin Carter. See you next week.